Hey Eagle Nation, it's Whitney Haworth. Happy to be joined by Georgia Southern men's golf head coach Carter Collins. Coach, I always love getting to talk to you, and especially this time of year now that we're entering the postseason. Sun Belt Conference Championship is obviously right around the corner in Jackson, Mississippi. What are your initial thoughts?
Excited. I mean, to continue to build on what the team has accomplished so far this spring is exciting, and postseason always brings a little bit of extra, I don't know if nerves, but maybe some extra focus and attention. So, excited for the Eagles to get on the course and start rolling.
Similar lineup to what you had up in Augusta. Walk me through those particular players and why you chose those.
Yeah, we're excited about the 5 Eagles in the lineup. You got Ben Carr, who's been starting most of the year, and as Mason Williams and Wilson Andrus and Brantley Baker and Parker Claxton. So it's a mix of some youth and mix of some experience, but I think we'll see what the future holds for the Eagles, but I'm excited for them.
So kind of divide those two. You talk about the youth. You've seen Parker really step up this season. What particularly has impressed you about his play?
He's a strong competitor. His game's fairly predictable. He hits it pretty straight, and the one thing I think he struggled with in the fall was a little bit of short game, but he's worked really hard on that, and man, that Eagle's come on strong this spring. He's played great from not starting any in the fall to where he is now. He should be very proud of himself.
And then you look at your fifth-year seniors. Obviously, we've talked a lot about them, so I'll ask you 2 questions about them. One, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about Ben Carr. We have not spoken to each other since the Masters, so what did it mean for you to see him play up there in Augusta?
It's still, surreal. I mean, to see an Eagle at the Masters is what it's all about. To watch these guys fulfill their dreams that they have as a kid, and to watch them tee it up, it was emotional for a lot of people and so exciting. And to watch him perform was the cherry on top, because he did amazing. He was the second am out of that bunch, the 5 or 6 that were there, and he played fantastic. He rose to the occasion like he's done so many times before, and we couldn't be more proud that Ben's an Eagle and everything he's accomplished for us. But what he earned on his own outside of that, it's just crazy. It's amazing experience.
And then you look at Wilson and Mason. Just what have you seen from them as of late over the last few weeks, especially since the Shinkle?
Yeah, we've played in 2 tournaments since Shinkle. We played in the Valspar and the Haskins, and they played in both, and they played well in both. They definitely have some great momentum heading in their favor. It's always a tough chapter for the seniors, because you start kind of seeing the finish line, or at least knowing where it is, but you're also trying to enjoy the moment. So it's a tough balance for those guys, and that's going to be one of their hurdles to get through for this week and moving forward. But man, that's those 3 Eagles right there are strong. So we're excited about them traveling, and they're excited about what's ahead.
And you look at the competition that the Sun Belt has, obviously a couple additions this year with new schools being added. What can you tell us about what you'll see down in Jackson? I
think this is the strongest Sun Belt men's golf has been since we've been a part of the Sun Belt, starting in 2014. I think it's the most top 100 teams. You have a few teams fighting for the life around the bubble. So I think you're going to see a lot of teams with a lot of focus, desperation, playing their hardest. And, we're going to try and match that intensity to see what we can do when we feel like if we do our job, we prepare hard and we compete hard, good things will be on the other side. But I wouldn't say we respect all of our opponents tremendously, but we don't put a whole lot of focus in that. We try and put the focus on us, and that's going to be a great week to do that.
And obviously, once you get to the postseason and conference and then NCAAs later on, hopefully, you'll obviously have the stroke play portion, but also match play. So how do you prepare for those 2 different ways of playing?
It's a great question. Stroke play, match play, same sport, but it almost feels like a different sport altogether. So we've played in some match play events throughout the year. We played in one in February, and we just played in one last weekend. And that's honestly the best way to get the experience, just go out there and do it, because there's some different rules set aside for it. There's just a different kind of competition. So, they've done well in those match play opportunities. Ben had a ton of match play success in the USAM last summer. It's something they've played a lot throughout their career, but it's not something we play a whole lot during their college career. So we've tried to angle towards that by playing those 2 match play events this spring, and I think they'll help us. Stroke play, they're used to that. They'll figure that out. But match play is just kind of flipping that switch, and it's a different level of competition.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me. I always appreciate coming out here and getting to know a little bit more about your program. Best of luck at the Sun Belt Championship.
Thank you. Go Eagles.